only 177. But it doesn't mean that he can't contribute something in October. And Seymour's first one to him, taken all the way, and there's his first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. So the Rays' 1-0 lead didn't last long. Now can they hold on to the tie? No balls and a strike. And the pitch is just outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Seymour really needs a ground ball here. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the lefty throws, swing and a miss. He goes up, and that's how the Rays have gotten Santander out a lot this year. And he's only played in a couple of games against the Rays this year. They were mostly earlier on in the season, but up and above the strike zone, he has a tendency to chase those pitches. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the delivery is high and away. And another deep count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And time called once again. Seymour goes to the rosin bag. Holds the glove on the right side of his chest as he looks into his catcher, Fiducia. With the runners leading at first and second, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul over the first base side Rays dugout and into the sold-out throng, and it's 2-2. Bright, sunshiny day. The only shadows are in the left field corner and some sprinkled shadows on the third base line, but mostly everything in brilliant sunshine. And as we saw yesterday, that'll change from left field towards right field as the game goes on. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. His changeup, which was in the zone, gets Santander, and there's the first out.
First really good one he's thrown, so hopefully that allows him to find his rhythm going forward. He's been 50-50 balls, strikes pretty much 25 pitches in.
So there's one. Finally gets his first out. And here is Dalton Varsho, the left-hand batter. Definitely a fly ball power type hitter. Had Seymour's first one to him, badly missed up and inside. Ball 1. Incredibly, Varsho having hit into only 1 double play this season. 1 ball and no strikes. Seymour home. Line drive towards right. Here comes low, it lands, base hit. Runners move up 1 base. Schneider to third, Vlad to second. Varsho delivers, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Lowe did a good enough job to make it appear that was potentially catchable, that the runners had to hold up, and that at least prevented Schneider from scoring for the time being.
And with the bases loaded, 1 out, here now is Alejandro Kirk, who has called all 3 games. Homered yesterday, snapping an 0 for 24. And it was his second longest home run of the year, deep into the second deck, down the left field line.
And it was off of fellow lefty Garrett Clevenger, like Seymour, and he ambushed him. First pitch, slider or cutter, so I'm curious what Seymour goes to here.
All right, Kirk, big burly right-hand batting catcher, stands in, and the left-hander pitches to him very high, ball 1. Only 1 first pitch strike so far from Ian Seymour. He is doing it the difficult way here in the first in Toronto. He's still in a tie as Kirk takes. There's a strike. And it's 1-1. Changeup that was up. It just barely touched the inside corner of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. 30th pitch of the inning already for Ian Seymour. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and it's 1-2.
You know, Kevin Cash doesn't want to do it, but you might have to get the bullpen up in the first inning of game 162.
It's possible. We'll keep an eye out there. It's 1-2 to Kirk. He does not strike out much. And the pitch badly high and outside. A lot of these pitches just are not coming out of the hand well for Seymour, and they're relatively easy takes for the hitters. No room for Kirk. Awaiting on a 2-2 from Seymour. Here it comes. Fouled out of play to the right side. And Kirk can do this with the best of them. He and Clement are just a nasty duo of moving the baseball. They don't strike out much, and they always seem to place the baseball where they want. 2-2 the count to Kirk. And again, Seymour offers. Line foul again to the right side out of play. Still 2-2. Boy, they can both just foul you to death. You know, the Rays fielders have had like nothing to do this inning, too. You wonder how are they staying sharp as the inning drones on. The 2-2 delivery. Fly ball well hit into deep left field. Turning and looking, Palacios. Grand slam. 5-1 Toronto. And they just took an enormous step towards the division title.
Just one of those tough moments for a young pitcher in Ian Seymour. Toughest inning he's had as a big leaguer. Rays bullpen is officially up.
Alejandro Kirk with a first inning grand slam. It's 5-1 Blue Jays already. And here is Addison Barger taking first pitch strike. And it's 0-1. This place is coming apart when that ball landed over the left field wall. And Barger takes outside. And the Rays do get the bullpen going. And I can't say that I'm surprised. It's been a very tough first for Seymour. There are times you can see things coming. Swing and a miss here, and it's 1-2. With the walks, with the being behind in the count, he cannot survive in this league pitching that way. Nor can many. One ball and 2 strikes, and he's already at 37 pitches, and he may not survive the first today. And a swing and a miss, then again, maybe he might, as Barger goes down for 2 away. 2 out, no one on, and leaves it for Ernie Clement. The 8th man to bat in the inning. Seymour back out of the windup. Here he comes. Taken all the way for a called strike. It's 0-1. Seymour rears back and lets another one go. Swing and a miss. And on his 40th pitch, he is ahead 0-2. And now on 0-2. Clement swings and misses. He hardly ever does that. It's strike 3, but the Blue Jays come up with a gigantic statement in the first inning. At the end of 1, 5-1 Toronto on the Rays Radio Network.
Life is so confusing. I wish I had someone to talk to about tough stuff. I've heard that drinking is bad, but I don't really know why. Not a lot of my friends do it, but the media makes it seem like all teenagers.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard.
Second inning, Rays down a slam as they come to bat against Kevin Gausman.
Yeah, truly down a slam. That's what the Blue Jays hit. Alejandro Kirk with his second home run in as many days, and the Blue Jays up big early. Jake Mangum takes a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. The Reds have scored against Freddie Peralta and lead 1-0 in Milwaukee in the second. Yankees up 1-0 at home against Baltimore. Detroit down 1-0 in Boston. Well, the visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard. Broken bat roller by the mound. Back inning at second is Schneider. His throw on to first just in time to get a lunging Jake Mangum, and there's out number 1.
Craving the best pizza in Tampa Bay, Colony Grill, the official pizza of the Rays, has been serving its famous thin crust pizza since 1935. Whether you're celebrating a win or enjoying a meal with family and friends, Colony Grill's famous thin crust pizza knocks it out of the park.
1 out, nobody on for Hunter Fiducia, the left-handed batting catcher. And Gausman's first one to him is taken high and away, ball 1. The Mets and the Marlins still scoreless in the second. We'll visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard. Marlins rallying. Runner at second, 1 out. If the Mets lose today, they're out. They would not make postseason. Just swing and a miss by Fiducia. 1-1. If the Reds win, that knocks out the Mets also. So the Mets, who had such control for so long, let it all slip away, and the Reds might be able to sneak in. We'll see. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fiducia takes high and away. 2 balls and a strike. And then Tristan Gray on deck. Gausman now rocks to a stop and pitches. Swing and a foul straight back, and it is 2 balls, 2 strikes. So in the end, it ended up being a 5-run inning for the Jays. And it all started with back-to-back walks. And at some point, maybe when there's time during this offseason, and probably about to have a lot of it, to figure out how many of these rallies have walks in them. There's a swing and a spinner foul up the third baseline. You think about just about every inning, barring an inning where maybe there's a solo home run or something where there's nobody on, so the pitcher is perhaps being a little more aggressive within the zone. It just feels like every inning there's always a walk that leads to a run. Seems more pronounced this year than even other years. And a swing and a miss of the splitter, and down goes Fiducia. Two out, no one on, and leaves it for Tristan Gray. And Gray, who has made a rather fine impression the last month or so that he's been up with the Rays, I could foresee him being a part of next year's group. Tristan takes low and inside, ball 1. I have nothing to base that on outside of what I've heard from Kevin Cash and some of the coaches who have been very impressed with what he's done and being able to hit the ball with contact and with power and for average, and you can play him at all 4 infield positions. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 2 or 1. It's 1-1. And Kevin said to me the other day, he goes, I'll bet if we asked him to throw on a glove and go to the outfield, he'd do that too. He might be an important player moving to next season, or at least part of the group. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 out, nobody on. Gausman throws, and he's low and in. 2 balls and 1 strike.
As we've seen from Toronto, those complementary players are critical.
They've made their season. That's why the Blue Jays are good. As much as anything else that group has, it's been those kind of players. 2-1. Gausman delivers. Strike 2 is called. It's 95 on the inside. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Gray uses his timeout. Infield place in the pull, the outfield straight away. As the Blue Jay right-hander comes home. Line to first, played back on a hop nicely by Guerrero. Has to beat Gray to the bag, and called out by first base umpire Clint Vondrak. I know the Rays will take a look. And already they've said, nope, no look. He beat him. So
great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy!
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What? Boom.
Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball.
I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
Behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Duke Energy is proud to donate $1,000 for every raised win at the Share the Light Fund, helping our neighbors in need. Learn more at duke-energy.com/Brighten Lives.
Miles Straw begins it against Ian Seymour. Gets another chance here in the second inning, and first pitch is strike one called, and 0-1. Top of the order, right back around again with Springer and Schneider to follow. Seymour to the plate, down the middle, called strike two, and it's 0-2. The Rays had to get the bullpen going because Seymour ended the first inning on 41 pitches. And trying to think back to other rough first innings that the Rays have endured this year. Seymour pitches, sliced out of play, foul to the right side, 0-2. One that comes to mind was the Adrian Hauser game in Seattle, where he threw 40-something pitches and gave up a ton of runs, and then got it together and was able to get the Rays all the way through the middle innings. Straw swings and misses. Down he goes. 3 straight strikeouts by Seymour, and there's one out.
Looks like he found his changeup.
And here now is George Springer. Here began the parade in the first. He and Schneider both walked. Guerrero singled home Springer, and Kirk then hit a grand slam later on in the inning. And Springer belts it by third, foul ball, and it's 0-1. Seymour with that neck whip, looking towards third as he pitches, and he's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've talked about this. I have seen other pitchers that do what Seymour does. Not many. Pitches rolled foul along third. And even he doesn't know why he picked up the habit when he was young. But as he throws in a line to the plate, his neck snaps to the right. And there are some great pictures of him. If you snap it at just the right moment, he's not even looking at the plate. Springer swings and grounds another ball into center field, base hit. Springer just having a bang-up year. He's at first with 1 out. And up comes Davis Schneider. The only pitcher I can think of, well, there's 2 that come to mind. One is Hideki Okajima. Was it Hideki Okajima? Okajima was his last name. I'm forgetting his first name. And with the Red Sox back in the middle, it was around 2007, 8, in that range. He did the same thing. Schneider fouls one at the plate. It's 0-1. And the only other one that even comes to mind wasn't a neck twist so much as the late Fernando Valenzuela would roll his eyes up, look into the sky as he was delivering the ball. Swing and a miss with the change. Strike 2, and it's 0-2.
Further back than that, Louis Tion turned his back on home plate.
There you go.
But he did end up in line, I think, with home plate when he released it.
Sure. But it's pretty unique. I don't know how he does it. I don't know if he knows how he does it. He just does it. And I'm not so sure that's something that really can or even should be changed. But it's definitely different. He throws 0-2, high and away to Schneider. And 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, he has been looking for the ground ball double play for about the last 10 batters. See if he can get a ground ball here. On 1-2 to Schneider. Taken outside. 2-2. And then Vlad Guerrero already out on deck again. Marlins do not score in the second. They go to the third against the Mets. 0-0 in the third. The pitch, swing and a miss, and he strikes out Schneider. So his outs are all coming without the ball being put in play. He's got 5 outs, and they're all on strikeouts.
Bizarre.
It is. And with 2 out, nobody on, that'll leave it for Vlad Guerrero Jr. With a soft single to right to drive in the tying run. And later scored on the Kirk slam. Seymour at his first pitch to Guerrero is taken low and inside. Ball 1. Well, suffice to say, he's not going deep into the game today. But the Rays bullpen is such where it's okay if that doesn't work out for a lengthy appearance from Seymour. There's a line drive to center field. That's the hardest ball we've seen Vlad hit in a while. It's caught by Mangum for the final out of the inning. That's the first time we've seen Vlad drive the baseball since we got to Toronto. 1 hit, 1 left through 2 innings.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Rays pitchers, whenever they struck out 10 batters in a home game this year, well, Kane's Furniture Store gave you 5 days to receive a Tijuana Flats coupon. You can still go CaneStrikeout.com for more info. To the third, here's Neil Solondz.
Thanks, Andy. Rays down 5-1. All the runs in the first as Carson Williams swings and misses at a fastball from Kevin Gausman to start the third inning. Rays 8-9-1 hitters. 2 youngsters in Williams and Bob Seymour, both rookies, open end 2025 on a high note. 0-1. Outside of ball 1-1. Game 162 is about sometimes a goodbye for now and sometimes a goodbye period. As a 1-1 pitch from Gausman. Taken all the way, fastball, or actually splitter strike, and it's 1-2. We know there are going to be some players who are playing their final game in the big leagues, at least in the regular season. Clayton Kershaw is making his final start today for the Dodgers. In a regular season game, the pitch, swing and a miss. Good off-speed delivery from Gausman. The splitter down gets Williams for the first out in the third.
How about Charlie Morton, Neil? You see what's going on as we speak in Atlanta. He was just removed from the game. In fact, Chris Sale went to the mound. He gave away the ball. His teammates joined him as he left the mound, and who was waiting at the first base line to greet him? His family, all in Braves uniforms.
What a touching moment.
Yep.
Pitch is low to Bob Seymour, 1-0.
And they formed a family hug right there on the first base foul line. What a great moment.
Couldn't be happier for Charlie, who really has been the ultimate teammate, whether he was with the Braves, the Rays, the Astros, and on. As the next pitch is in there, a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Bob Seymour. 1 gone, none on, third inning. Rays down 5-1 on this game 162. Charlie's one of those players we expect to say goodbye to. 1-1. High and away, 2-1. Although it never was formally announced. Every year he's kind of flirted with, do I want to come back? But the fact that his family was on the field, well, it kind of answers that question.
Seems to.
2-1 on Seymour with 1 home run in the big leagues, 30 in the minors. And he takes up and away from Gausman. It's 3-1 on the number 9 hitter. For Clayton Kershaw, we don't know if this is the last appearance he'll ever make because the Dodgers are in the wild card series and they've announced that he won't be on the wild card roster. So they would have to advance for him to pitch again. 3-1. Outside, ball 4, and Seymour draws a rare walk. First one allowed by Gausman today comes with 1 out in the third. Michael A. Taylor, a guy who's been part of some postseason and successful postseason teams, is going to call it a day. Been with the White Sox most recently. But beyond Kershaw and Morton, I don't know of many high-profile players who are saying, this is it.
At least right now. Maybe in the offseason or the spring or next year.
There's the first pitch, a strike to Richie Palacios. A base hit and a run scored when the Rays took a very brief 1-0 lead. I guess one person that Texas is wondering, is he going to return? Is their manager, the Hall of Famer to be, Bruce Bochy. 0-1. Inside a ball, 1-1. They are now 2-2 with Cleveland in the second inning as Cleveland trying to fend off Detroit and win the Central. Bochy has not said whether this is going to be it for him. And they brought in Skip Schumacher to their front office in the offseason. 1-1. Low for a ball, 2-1, and he did a fantastic job last year with the Marlins. And I think the expectation is Schumacher is going to manage somewhere in the future. Whether it's with Texas or not, who knows? Two balls and a strike on Richie Palacios. Seymour at first, 1 out. Rays down 5-1. The pitch. Check swing. It's a strike call, 2-2. I think it'll be tough. I know he's given so much to the game, but I really enjoyed seeing Bruce Bochy back in the game the last several years.
I didn't care for it much in the 2023 Division Series, though. I got to be or Wild Card Series. I got to be honest.
2-2. Inside and low, 3-2. I'd concur, but I also thought just watching how he carried himself just was, I don't know, I learned a lot. The way it seemed like his team mimicked how calm and collected he was in the moment.
I'm just kidding around. I mean, I grew great respect for him, getting a chance to see him up close.
Payoff. Swinging a line drive through the middle, base hit center field. Bob Seymour makes the turn at second. He will hold as Varsho to it quickly. Palacios in game 162 is 2 for 2, and the Rays 2 on and 1 out for their top home run and RBI guy in Junior Caminero.
Well, here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up.
Andy, to your point, because the Rays didn't play the Giants often, we didn't get to see Bruce Bochy up close until he was with the Rangers.
Right, and he was with the Padres before that. I mean, he was in the NL West for quite a while managing. Managed them to a World Series too.
Special manager and quite a good catcher is Junior Caminero waiting. Outside a ball, 1-0. 1 home run shy of tying Carlos Pena's single-season record. And his 110 RBIs are nothing to sneeze at either. That's 4th best all-time. He can get the Rays back into this game with 1 swing of the bat. 2 on, 1 out. Gausman's 1-0. Taken outside, it's 2-0. Junior grounded hard to second his first time. Jonathan Aranda, who's had a big series, is on deck. Junior has taken a couple of close pitches. Now he's got the count in his control. A check at Seymour at second. A long hold, a 2-0. Take in, called strike. Ooh, close pitch. Went Gausman's way, it's 2-1. That is a pitcher's pitch, and Junior let it go. Now does he get something to hit here with his team down 4? Shadows extended over the front of the mound. 2-1. Swinging a ground ball hit hard. Diving stop by the shortstop Clement. Gets up, has no play. Infield hit for Junior Caminero. Load him up. That probably does save a run for the time being, though, because Clement deflects that into shallow left. Seymour probably scores. Instead, it's bases loaded, 1 out, and Pete Walker, the pitching coach, coming out with Jonathan Aranda having a great series standing in.
And some updates on the Visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard. The Reds lead the Brewers 2-0 now in the top of the third inning in Milwaukee, and the Orioles have come back to tie the Yankees. That game 1-1 in the fourth. The Rangers and Cleveland are tied at 2 as they play in the third inning. And let's see, we got Mets and Marlins still scoreless bottom 3. And they are the games. Did I say Detroit still down 1-0 in Boston?
Yeah, they're top 4 now. Boy, talk about a game that's moving on this final day. Well, here's Jonathan Aranda. He's homered the first 2 games of this series, and one here would make this a new ball game. 5-1 Rays trail. Jonathan now 14 homers, 57 batted in, with a ribby single in the first. Long look at second, and the pitch is way outside. Fastball at 96, it's 1-0. Well, Jonathan wanted that mental peace of mind going into the offseason. I think he's got that now. Can he deliver? DHing today, hitting left-handed. Base is full, 1 out, 1-0. Swinging a line drive looped into shallow right. It's a broken bat base hit for Jonathan Aranda. Seymour scores. Right behind him, Palacios. First to third, Caminero. Jonathan Aranda has driven all 3 runs for the Rays, and it's now a 5-3 game, and the tying runs aboard with still just 1 out in the third inning. Boy, when he has had the days that he's had the last 2 days, Andy, you just think about what might have been if he didn't get hurt against the Yankees.
What might have been and what still could be next year.
Quite a tandem with the guy at third base and Junior Caminero. All right, now it's Josh Lowe's turn. He is the go-ahead run. He's 3 for 5 with a homer lifetime against Gausman. He grounded into a double play his first time, and boy, he could use a feel-good movement on this final day.
And as this is happening, Baltimore's just taking a 2-1 lead in New York in the fourth. We'll visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard.
5-3 Rays trail, the pitch coming. Taken inside corner strike, 0-1. Tough year for Josh Lowe by all accounts, especially down the stretch. He's in a 4 for 48 run. And again, just looking for some feel-good going into the offseason. Big lefty waiting. 0-1 from Gausman. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get a ball upstairs. It's 0-2. So far, 2 fastballs from Gausman. Josh Lowe with 11 home runs. Again, the go-ahead run. 0-2. Swinging a ball poked foul to the left. Splitter down and still 0-2. Aranda held at first. He has not had a stolen base this year, so you don't expect him to run. Middle infield looks for 2 to get out of the inning for Gausman. Caminero off third. The pitch. Swinging a slasher to the left out of play. And it's still 2 strikes on Josh Lowe. Again, Toronto wins. They take the East, and they get a handful of days off. And the Yankees would meet the Red Sox in a best-of-3 wild card. That's one half of the American League draw. They lose, Yankees win. It's the other way around. 0-2 again. Swinging a ball, fought off to the left, out of play.
Texas has just taken a 4-2 lead in Cleveland in the third inning.
And Detroit's trying to rally against Boston with the tying run at third base, down 1-0. Either way, Detroit plays Cleveland. We just don't know where. Pitch is rolled in the ground to first. Handled by Guerrero. He comes home, and the throw gets Caminero standing up. Guerrero thought about going for another 3-6-3 double play, but then he decided, all right, I'll cut this run down. And Caminero thrown out 3-2, so it's a fielder's choice. And that's the second out in the third inning for Toronto, leading 5-3.
Well, you could really see the wheels spinning in the mind of Vlad Guerrero there, for all the reasons you just said. Just glad Junior didn't get hurt coming into home. You know, a lot of times when you don't slide, that can be tough on your joints. Looks to be okay.
Now it's up to Jake Mangum. Now he's the go-ahead run, but only has 3 home runs. Grounded out his first time. He was flirting with 300 for a while before a little bit of a tough stretch on this road trip. The pitch. Swinging a roller up the first baseline, foul, 0-1. For all the work Ian Seymour had to do the first couple of innings, the Rays are making Kevin Gausman now work here in the third.
Javi Baez has just hit a 3-run home run to give the Tigers a 3-1 lead against the Red Sox. Casey Freed reporting.
Our assistant producer still at work in game 162. The pitch. Outside a ball, 1-1. We owe you an ID. We'll get to it in a bit. Again, Rays down 5-3 with 2 on and 2 out. As far as the Central goes, if the Tigers win and Cleveland loses, Detroit wins the Central. Cleveland controls their destiny. They have the tiebreak edge. 1-1 with 2 aboard coming to Jake Mangum. Inside corner for a called strike. Fastball 1-2. Shadows right over the front of the mound now. Hitters fighting glary areas of sun and shade. Rays have scored 2 in the inning. Can they get a little bit closer as Gausman steps off after a jab step at second by Jonathan Aranda? Jonathan with all 3 RBIs for the Rays, 2 in this inning. One ball, 2 strikes. Gausman comes home. Taken down and in for a ball. It's 2-2.
31 pitch inning for Gausman. Didn't see that coming.
It's been a little bit of a stretch for him in this inning. Again, he's had a battle with the count, just like Seymour did in the first. 2-2. Swinging a ball, lofted foul, straight back. This will find the seats, and let's pause for station identification on the Rays Baseball Network. Alongside Andy Freed, I'm Neil Solondz. Paul Gatter, engineer in the booth. Cody Haynes back at our network studios. Chris Adams-Wall will be with you post-game and will be with us in Game 2. Rays down 5-3 to Toronto in Game 162. They've got 2 on and 2 out. And a 2-2 count on Jake Mangum, the center fielder today. Gausman pitches. Swing and a foul straight back off the netting. And we'll do it again. 7th pitch of the sequence coming up. And you look at this inning, every single batter but one, and that was the single by Aranda, they've all seen 4, 5, 6, 7 pitches. 34th offering of the inning coming. See some throwing in the Blue Jay bullpen. Looks like Braden Fisher getting loose. Again, a 2-2. Swinging a foul tip in and out of the mid of Alejandro Kirk. Boy, the crowd really wanted to explode there for a strikeout, but Kirk couldn't quite squeeze it. Threw the fastball upstairs, and it literally went in and out of Kirk's glove. So we'll do it once more. 2-2 with 2 on and 2 out. Gausman peers back at second, and now the pitch. Swinging a line drive into center. That drops base hit. Hitting third and coming home now. Trying to score Aranda. Varsho's throw home. Offline. Not in time. Jake Mangum with a superb at bat. And the Rays within 1. They've scored 3 in the third and are down 5-4. That is a terrific at bat by Jake Mangum. 40th run batted into the year. Braden Fisher warming as Hunter Fiducia with a chance for a big moment with the Rays. The tying run at second now, the go-ahead run at first. And good speed on the bases too as the pitch. Swung on, fouled straight back, 0-1. Fiducia without a home run in a Rays uniform. He's driven in just 8 runs since joining Tampa Bay at the deadline. One of 2 strikeout victims for Gausman, who's now surrendered half a dozen hits. We're in the 3rd inning. The pitch, swinging a ball, lifted out of play. Third base side, 0-2. Well, if nothing else, the Rays are certainly making this intriguing in Game 162. Remember, it was 14 years ago the Rays had that massive comeback in Game 162. This wouldn't quite be that, but they could put a pin in the Blue Jay balloon today for sure. And their hopes of winning the East with a comeback victory. 0-2. Low, didn't chase the splitter. It's 1-2.
Tell you what, it would have been pretty easy for this group to say enough's enough today. Let's get through this. But wow, this is a pretty stirring comeback against the Blue Jays' top starter.
And by a lot of young hitters. 38th pitch of the frame coming for Gausman with 2 on and 2 out. Swing and a foul tip, and Kirk holds this one. And the Rays will have to settle for 3 as they get within a run. 5-4 Toronto as we go bottom 3 at the Rogers Center on the Rays Baseball Network.
This is the story of the one. As a
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
What? Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastballs.
I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Well, all year, Rays fans, as you know, Culver's brought curds in the 3rd to the Rays home games. And whenever the Rays scored in the 3rd, well, you scored 3 Wisconsin cheese curds from Culver's. So we hope you rose up with us.
Did indeed. Now can Ian Seymour raise up and put up a shutdown inning? Anthony Santander, Dalton Varsho, and then Alejandro Kirk scheduled to hit. The pitch, high for a ball, 1-0 to Santander. He struck out for the first Toronto out, but in between, Toronto scored 5 runs in the first against Ian Seymour. Next pitch is a called strike, 1-1. Ian gave up just a hit in the second. As long as he can go, the better for the Rays. The pitch, high, 2-1. Sat on the bench for a long time. You hope he can find his rhythm again. 2-1 out of the full windup. Swing and a miss. Good offering down in the zone. A cutter, and it's 2-2. Well, I know he's given up 5 runs, but he's also struck out 5, so the swing and miss stuff is there. Can he keep it in the zone enough to keep the Rays in this game? 2 balls, 2 strikes on Santander, who's had an injury-plagued year after signing as a big free agent in the offseason. 2-2, called strike 3. Good fastball on the hands at 90. Santander took it, and that's 6 outs on strikeouts of the 7 for Seymour.
Rays fans, you can now place a deposit for 2026 Rays season memberships at Tropicana Field. Season memberships include more seat options than ever before, access to the best seat locations, discounts on concessions, and merchandise. So don't miss out. Place your deposit today at raysbaseball.com/season membership.
Dalton Varsho squares to bunt, pushes it third base side. Seymour's got it, spins, throws, and gets Varsho. And there's a one pitch out for the second out in the third. Again, Rays down by just a run at 5-4. And boy, a quick out, or quick inning, would make this a lot tougher on Kevin Gausman because he just threw 38 pitches. So the drag bunt attempt by Varsho, unsuccessful, goes 1-3. Here's Alejandro Kirk, the difference in the game. Pitches high for a ball to Kirk, whose grand slam capped the 5-run first inning. Second homer in as many days was his 14th. 1-0. Check swing, chased a ball upstairs. It's 1-1. High heater from Seymour. Now it's 74 runs batted in. On the Visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard, the Yankees have now caught Baltimore. They are 2-2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Again, Jays win, doesn't matter what the Yankees do. 1-1. Breaking ball, loops outside, 2-1. But if the Yankees were to win and Toronto loses, the Yankees get the division and home field for the American League playoffs. 2-1. Hit off the end of the bat, foul, out of play, first base side, it's 2-2. So there's a lot on the line here for game 162, especially, I think, for Toronto, because they've got a lot of guys banged up. 2-2. Fouled off to the right, it's still 2-2. The Yankees have almost set up their pitching staff for a wild card series, and if they win the division and get extra rest, so be it. Jays have put all their eggs in today's basket. 2-2. Taken high, 3-2. And this weekend, the Blue Jays started their top three guys, Bieber, Yasavage, and now Gausman. So if they don't win today and they lose the East, it's a tough wild card set. 3-2. Swung on and hit off the end, foul to the right again. We'll do it once more with 2 out and the base is empty. And we'll keep you posted on whether the Yankees take the lead from Baltimore. Again, they have tied it at 2 in the fourth inning and still rallying. Infield to pull, a payoff to Kirk. The catcher fights it off to the right again. This is very reminiscent of the at-bat where he hit the home run. He saw 7 pitches that at-bat. This will be his 9th in this turn. Pesky hitter with 2 strikes. Swung on, looped in the air toward left, over and back is Palacios, reaches overhead, can't get it, hits off the bottom of the wall. Mangum plays it in, and Kirk will coast into second with a double. Looked like Richie had trouble picking that up from the get-go. Again, he's missed a lot of time this year, and Kirk has a 2-out double off Seymour in this 5-4 game third inning. So now it's Addison Barger as Seymour trying to put up the shutdown frame. He's really had to battle. It's up over 70 pitches now after a 40-plus first. Breaking ball strike called, 0-1. Barger struck out his first time up. So last 3 at-bats for Kirk. Homer, grand slam homer, double. 0-1. Swung on, fouled off to the left. It's 0-2. One of the few times Seymour has gotten ahead in the count. He did it last time against Barger and also was able to finish him. Can he do it here and, again, keep the Rays within just a run and get Gausman back out there quickly? 0-2. Swinging a ball, fouled off left field side, out of play, lower level. Kevin Kelly was the pitcher warming in the first inning. Rays have not had someone get loose since. To Seymour's credit, he's taken the ball. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. 7 Ks for Seymour. And he does put up a 0 here in the third. Rays within a run in game 162. Down 5-4 after 3 in Toronto on the Rays Baseball Network.
Get ready. Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Blue Jays jumped out to a 5-1 lead. Rays have cut it to 5-4. And as we go to this 4th inning in Canada, we want to remind you that, well, Raymond would like to celebrate with you, even if it's the off season. Add magic to your moment when you invite Raymond to your next birthday party, community event, charitable function, or other special occasion. Visit raysbaseball.com/request Raymond.
Bottom third of the Rays order, down just a run. They were down 5-1. They scored 3 in the third to make it 5-4. Tristan Gray takes a fastball from Kevin Gausman to open the 4th. Tristan bounced to first, almost beat Guerrero to the bag, but retired to end the 2nd inning. Bottom third of the order with Williams and Seymour to follow. Swing and a miss, fastball in the hands. It's 0-2. I've got to imagine right now it's a little more difficult for the batter to see the baseball. Normally, they don't have 3 o'clock games here in Toronto, and the shadows now to the front of the mound. 2 of the 3 outfielders in the sun, center and right. 0-2 to Gray. Taken, little high with the heater. It's 1-2. Third baseman Barger is in the shade, and Clement, the shortstop, almost on the edge of it. Everybody on the right side in bright sunshine. 1-2 to Gray, second baseman today. Foul back. It's still 1-2. Oh, this is the last home game for the Toronto Blue Jays, and it has been refreshing to see this place so alive on the final weekend of the schedule. And why not? Blue Jays are 53-27 in this building this year. Next pitch is swung on a miss, ball upstairs. And Gausman opens the 4th with a punch-out of Gray.
You can follow your Rays on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok to see the best action shots, video highlights, and much more. Follow @RaysBaseball, #RaysUp.
They also have a lot of incentive here as they've got their 50-50 drawing that is winding down. It's done a little differently here in Canada. One winner for the whole year as Carson Williams stands in. And he swings and hits it hard through into right center field. A base hit. First pitch hitting against Kevin Gausman. The Rays have 7 hits now. And the tying run aboard, down 5-4 in the 4th. That 50-50 jackpot, you did some research, Andy. They're going to, pick a winner tomorrow or something like that?
It's going to be past $4 million before day's end. It's at $3.9 million. In fact, since you just started talking about it a minute ago, it's gone up and over $3.9 million. So apparently Buck Martinez gets to be the guy that makes maybe the greatest call of someone's life.
Yeah, he calls the winner as a swing and a miss by Bob Seymour, 0-1. Bob walked and scored in the 3-run third inning for the Rays. One swing can put the Rays ahead in the 4th, and he's got the power to do it. We did find out, we did further research, we are ineligible. 0-1. It's high for a ball one, and you apparently have to be from the area to be able to win. So that eliminates those on the other side of the border.
We are disqualified.
So congrats to whoever wins the $4 million. 1-1, runner goes. Pitch is rolled up the third base line. Trouble if it's fair. It'll come to a dead stop, and it's a fair ball base hit for Bob Seymour, and Carson Williams advances to second on a swinging bunt single. And the Rays have the tying and lead runs aboard with one out, and Richie Palacios 2 for 2 coming up here in the fourth. Boy, you're talking about going right. You couldn't hit a ball any softer than Bob Seymour just did toward third. So the Rays now with 8 hits. Richie Palacios has had a base hit to right center and a single up the middle. He's stolen a base. He has scored a couple. Now can he drive some in? With all the injuries, it's been a trying year for Richie Palacios. The pitch taken, top of the zone strike. This can be a real feel-good going into the offseason. As Mason Fluharty now getting loose in the Blue Jay pen. Second straight inning, they've had a reliever up. 2 on, 1 out. Swinging a ground ball foul behind first. 0-2 on Palacios. And as long as Palacios doesn't hit into a double play, then Junior Caminero gets a crack at this. And with all the pitches that Gausman has thrown, he's nearing 80 in the fourth inning. Rays have gotten some good looks. Can they take advantage? 0-2 with 2 on, runners go. It's low for a ball throw to third. Not in time. And it's a double steal. And the tying and lead runs now in scoring position. Carson Williams takes third, and it's second Bob Seymour, and that also ties the Rays franchise record for stolen bases in a season at 194. See if the Blue Jays want a review, and apparently they do not. The pitch was a ball, so it's 1-2 on Palacios. Blue Jays are going to play the infield back here and concede the tying run. So a ground ball will get the job done. Can Palacios put it in play against Gausman? 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he couldn't. And that's strike 3 and the second out of the inning. That is a big punch out by the veteran Kevin Gausman.
And this is interesting, too, because first base is open, but Aranda on deck has already gotten 2 hits and driven in 3. So we'll see what happens here. Gausman against Caminero.
With 110 runs batted in. An infield hit and a ground out today, looking for homer 46 to tie the franchise mark. Takes first pitch low, ball 1, splitter down. So Gausman, 80 pitches even for Gausman.
Gausman, good a pitcher as he is. He's given up 21 home runs this year.
Rays don't have one yet today. But again, you have Junior with 45, sitting deep in the box waiting. 1-0, outside 2-0. If he doesn't get Caminero and he walks him, does Fluharty come in left on left to face Aranda here?
I think so.
Jays need this game. It's all hands on deck to try and win the American League East. 2-0 after a long look at Seymour at second. Taken on the outside edge. Strike called. Splitter 2-1. Boy, that is a great pitch. Might have just kissed the low outside corner. Infield to pull. Outfield fairly straight away on Junior Caminero, who just used his timeout with the count 2-1. Williams at third. Seymour at second, both with singles, both with a steal. Bob's first in the big leagues. 2-1. Taken low and away, and it's 3-1 on Caminero. And unless he's got a ball to drive here, he's probably going to take it. 3 balls and a strike. Gausman, long look back, now deals. And it is low and outside, ball 4, and Caminero accepts the walk. And here comes Jonathan Aranda with the bases loaded and a chance to give the Rays the lead.
I'm watching John Schneider in the Blue Jay dugout. He does not look like he's going to be taking him out, at least at this point. He's standing on the steps. Now he comes down the steps, and here he comes. So he is going to remove Gausman, which, for what it's worth, is the right move here.
So the second time in 3 starts where Gausman has not performed well against the Rays. He leaves with the bases loaded, 2 out in the 4th. Our Weeble call to the pen. It's the Jays 5, the Rays 4 on the Rays Baseball Network.
And the magic at Tropicana Field just keeps on coming. Big news for Rays fans. You can now lock in your spot for the 2026 season at Tropicana Field by placing a deposit. Season memberships are up for grabs, and they're...
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings only on MLB Network.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Well, October is full of tough decisions, and John Schneider just made one to remove Kevin Gausman. It certainly seems like the right move. He brings in Mason Fluharty, and these are the sort of calls in postseason that make or break you. This is not postseason yet, but a game that the Blue Jays really want to win, and Fluharty has been outstanding for the Jays, including 2 perfect innings against the Rays Friday night.
And he struck out 4, including Jonathan Aranda, who faces Fluharty with the bases loaded, 2 out. First pitch left on left. Take it. Top of the zone for a strike, 0-1. Basically, it's breaking balls from Fluharty, sweepers and cutters. Aranda 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and homers the first 2 games of the set. 0-1 with the bases full. Inside almost hit him, 1-1. That came awful close. Cutter at 90. The infield spread wide apart, the outfield straight away. Williams at third, Seymour at second, Caminero at first on 2 hits and a walk. 1-1 to Aranda. Taken all the way for a strike. Cutter, and it's 1-2. Again with the sun right over the top of the mound and the hitter in shade. Probably not easy to pick up Fluharty's delivery. He hides the ball very well. Glove to his chest. Capacity crowd looking to explode. 1-2. Up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Missed by a couple of baseballs. Dan Bellino, the crew chief, our plate umpire today. That pitch up and in is where Aranda generally has a little bit of trouble. 2-2 to Aranda. Swing and a miss. He got him with a nasty slider. And the Rays leave him loaded and still trail by a run. 5-4 as we go bottom 4 in Game 162 on the Rays Baseball Network.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings only on MLB Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score
the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Message frequency may vary. Message and data rates may apply.
First pitch high to Ernie Clement to begin the home fourth. Rays chasing a run after leaving them loaded in the top half of the fourth. 1-0. Driven on a line to left. That's going to drop for Ernie Clement, a base hit. He seems to do everything well against the Rays, but heck, he's been doing that against the rest of the league this year. Leadoff single for Toronto. Gosman's line now complete. He will get a no decision. 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, 3 2/3, fanned 5. Up comes Miles Straw. Struck out his first time. He squares to bunt and pulled the bat back. I guess he did not offer. It's 1-0. Straw has 10 sacrifices this year to lead the team. So, wouldn't be a shock if he does lay one down. Caminero in on the turf at third. He squares again, and it's taken way high 2-0. He's given himself up, and Ian Seymour has missed 2 in a row. Seymour holding Clement at first. He has 6 stolen bases. This is where Ian Seymour needs to get back in the zone. The Rays are going to get their bullpen going again, I think. 2-0. Bunted up the first base line. Seymour's got it. He shovels underhand to Gray, the second baseman, in time to get Straw. The sacrifice is successful, 3-4. Clement moves to second with 1 out in the home fourth.
You can step up to the plate in style after you take a trip to the Bay Republic Team Store and get all the exclusive Rays gear, from personalized jerseys, the latest designs on merch, and the newest player items. Shop online at bayrepublic.com.
Nice bunt by Straw as Hunter Fiducia out to the mound with George Springer coming up. This will buy time for Edwin Uceda in the Rays bullpen to get warm. And Kyle Snyder will make another visit. Rays have already used all but one of their mound visits today. And we're only in the 4th inning, so this is a big one.
Meantime, the Marlins have jumped on the Mets for 4 runs. 4-0 Miami over the Mets. And the Reds, who had a 2-0 lead, give it back. Danny Jansen with a 2-run homer to give the Brewers a 3-2 lead. They've added to it now 4-2 Milwaukee. If both the Mets and the Reds lose, then the Reds win the 3rd wild card. And, you know, it's really a race to the bottom. Who's not the worst to get in to the 3rd wild card these days?
It's not that way in the American League necessarily. I mean, there are a dozen games over 500, but my goodness, does anybody in the National League want to be that last team in? You're 4, 5, 6 games above 500. It's not quite a really good year. George Springer steps to the plate. One other note on the Visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard: we haven't had a no-hitter this year. Well, we've got a perfect game going in Washington at the top of the 6th between the White Sox and Nats. There's a swing and a line drive in a right. That's going to drop for a base hit. Low field's on a hop, taking a wide turn, and now holding at third is Ernie Clement. It's a single the other way for Springer and men at the corners. He was about to run through the stop sign of Carlos Fablis, who had to give him another sign to say no, and finally put on the brakes to put men at the corners for Davis Schneider.
And it was an excellent throw by Josh Lowe. Had Clement finished running through the stop sign, he would have been out. And that's going to do it for Seymour.
So Edwin Uceda's coming in. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Both starters get knocked out in the 4th inning. Rays are down 5-4. We'll come back with Edwin in just a moment against Davis Schneider or a pinch hitter. We'll find out right after this, as I think Andres Jimenez is going to be coming up in a moment on the Rays Baseball Network.
Cover all your bases and become a Rays insider.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an eighth-inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
The Weevil call to the bullpen brings out Edwin Uceta for his final appearance of the year. The Blue Jays have runners at first and third, Clement at third, Springer at first, and 5-4, Toronto leads the game, and we will see Andres Jimenez pinch hit for Davis Schneider.
Schneider had walked, struck out, and scored. Edwin Uceta has the third most strikeouts in a single season of any Rays reliever. He has 102 this year, and boy, he could use a punch out of Jimenez with men at the corners. Corner infielders, and especially Caminero. And a swing at a ball driven foul right field side. Jimenez was swinging. It's 0-1. The former Guardian has had a tough season after being dealt to Toronto, oft injured, hitting just over 200. Left-hand batter all the time. 0-1. Swing at a ball lifted in the air to right field. Should be deep enough to get a run home. Under it, Josh Lowe going from sun to shade. He makes the catch. Tagging from third, Clement. He scores as the throw comes into second. Sac fly makes it 6-4 to Toronto, and the pinch hitter comes through, and Jimenez, a very productive second out. So that run charge to Ian Seymour, down 2 gone for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And Uceta will try and keep this at a 2-run game. Well, here's a big difference in this fourth inning for the Rays and Jays, and a reason Toronto's up a couple. It's a throw to first, not in time. Springer dives back safely. Rays had second and third, 1 out, infield back. Palacios struck out. Jays had first and third, 1 out, and Jimenez came up with a sac fly. So one team got the runner home, the other team didn't, and that right now is a difference in this 2-run affair. The pitch, swing and a drive to the right, foul, out of play. I think Kevin Cash said it quite well before the game today, that the reason the Rays are where they are is because there have been a lot of moments in tight games where they just haven't made either the big pitch or gotten that big hit. Margins are small. The pitch, swing and a foul tip, held by Fiducia, and that's strike 2. It's 0-2.
TV just got a great shot. When Andres Jimenez came back to the dugout, he was whispering into the ear of Anthony Santander. When you see that, quite often you think maybe there's a tell from the pitcher. And Edwin has dealt with that, at least he was earlier on this season.
Runner goes. Pitch is fouled back. It's still 0-2. In fact, it was right after he gave up a home run to Detroit that helped tilt the game, that he said he looked at some film and made some adjustments, and he was referring to that tell. And that's when he really took off in terms of the punch-outs. Now, did Toronto pick up something again? Who knows? See if Uceta can get Guerrero, who has not hit for power lately. The pitch, the runner's off. It's outside the ball and into second, standing up with his 18th steal in 19 tries. the Blue Jays MVP, and George Springer. Now a base hit would extend their lead. 6-4 Toronto in front, fourth inning. 1-2 the count as Uceda to Guerrero. On its way. Check swing, it's called strike three. Edwin Uceda picks up strikeout number 103 on the season. That's 3 off the franchise record for a single season by a reliever. But Toronto gets one. They lead 6-4 after 4 on the Rays Baseball Network.
Looking for facility maintenance that hits it out of the...
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Tampa Bay's ready to cheer. Find your perfect baseball getaway. Visit TampaBay.com. Andres Jimenez stays in the game at shortstop, and over to second base now goes Ernie Clement from short as we go to the fifth. And taking over the play-by-play with the Rays down 6-4, Andy Freed.
Bag and deal, and here is Mason Fluharty against Josh Lowe, and a swing and a miss. Boy, Fluharty has been very, very good. I think between he and Braden Fisher, you think at the beginning of the year, and it was like, well, who are those guys? We really didn't have a whole lot of name recognition there, but boy, they have been vital to the Blue Jays. There's a swing and a miss, strike two, and it's 0-2. And part of what happens in these years where you surprise people is that you get surprised yourself. I can't imagine that the Blue Jays thought that Clement and Jimenez and Barger and Fluharty and Fisher would be such impactful players. As Lowe swings and misses on 3 pitches, he's gone.
Level up your trading card game with 2025 Topps Chrome Baseball, packed with the hottest rookies and fan-favorite vets. This year's release, an absolute showstopper, all in the signature Chrome Shine. Start your chase now at Topps.com. I'd add Braden Little to that group, too. I mean, they didn't think he'd be leading the entire American League in appearances.
Pretty impressive. Here's Jake Mangum, RBI single and a ground out. He bats right-handed here against the left-handed throws of Mason Fluharty. And a swing and a miss. And it's like they don't see the ball out of his hand. This will look like the other night, too. I think Fluharty's gotten better as this season has gone along. Fisher also, and he's warming up now in the Jays' pen. They're stoppers in the middle of games. This one's low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And I'll tell you what, I don't care who's getting in, who doesn't, who has home field, who doesn't. No one knows how this quest in October is going to go for the playoff teams. It could go any way. The pitch is a backdoor breaking ball, just missed. 2-1. And as much as you think that teams have an advantage over another, it seems like every year there's upsets, especially with this current format. 2 balls and a strike to Mangum. Fluharty, first base side of the rubber, throws, grounded to third, backhanded by Barger. A step into foul ground, rockets a throw to first to get the speedy Mangum. 2 down. Not sure there's a better arm defensively in the game today than Addison Barger. That throw, that wasn't even his A throw. He just knows that he's going to be able to get there in time. And you got to be just about perfect when a guy like Mangum is running up the line, and Barger did it. 2 out, no one on, and leaves it for Hunter Fiducia. A couple of swinging strikeouts for Hunter today. And the pitch is lifted in the air to left. To his right goes Miles Straw near the foul line and out of play. 0-1. And another thing to note, whenever the last out of this top of the fifth inning comes, we'll have our final trivia question of the year. Chris Adams-Wall is standing by with what we're hoping is a good one. He's been very, very good. Once again, we forgot to keep track of how many times he stumped us and how many times we've gotten it, but I would bet that Neil and I are under 500. That would be my guess. If you include the ones where we had to get a lot of help. Here's the 0-1 to Fiducia. Soft swing and a miss. It's 0-2. But we shall see. This is awaiting. 0-2 the count to Fiducia. The left-hander ready and throws. Taken low and outside. That took some nerves of steel there to lay off that pitch. That's the one he just offered at the pitch prior and didn't look so good. It's a very, very late-breaking, tight slider from Mason Fluharty. With 2 out of the base is empty. Fiducia waits. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck. Nope. The ball was dropped. Now Kirk looked like he was standing up when the ball came loose. But I guess that still counts. Nonetheless, that is not a strikeout.
It's almost like he was so confident he was going to catch it, he started coming off the field.
You know, and as they show it to us from replay, he never really did have it, so it is the right call. You know, we're behind the catcher here and above. So it looked like he had it and went to stand up, but on the center field camera replay, he never really had it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fluharty turns his back on the batter now, sets and throws low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
As good as Fluharty and Fisher have been for their bullpen, I almost feel more comfortable when Hoffman, the closer, comes in.
Absolutely. He's been shaky even when he gets the saves. And a 2-2 pitch to Fiducia. Swinging a foul, and this one will go to the left side into the lower deck. And stay 2-2. Blue Jays lead 6-4. We're 2 out into the top of the fifth inning. And this final game of the year. And now the Shadows have eaten up the whole field except for straightaway right. Got another 2-2 to Fiducia. Outside 3-2. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Hunter Fiducia, who is still looking for his first big league homer. I looked at his numbers with the Dodgers also. Does not have one yet. The 3-2 delivery. Swing lined on a hop to second, played back on by Clement. It's shallow right. He throws him out to retire the side. So 4 up and 4 down over an inning and a third by Mason Fluharty, which brings us midway through. After 4 1/2, Toronto 6, Rays 4.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary.
Edwin Uceda out for the home fifth.
It's a good one. Thank you, Chris. As we go to the bottom of the Santander takes high from Edwin Uceda, and it's 1-0. So one of them we know is Altuve, right? Because he told us yesterday the 27 amongst the active. Boy, that's a lot of postseason homers. Santander takes outside. Of course, it should be noted, too, that they're all in recent years because there's so many more playoff rounds now than there used to be in the days of Reggie or Babe Ruth or whomever. 2 balls, no strikes. And there's ball 3 outside, 3-0 to Santander.
So top 5 all-time home run hitters in terms of home runs hit in the postseason.
Why do I feel like Bernie Williams is on that list? I feel like that was the case for a while. There's ball 4 pitch walk. Boy, that's strange. Uceda lost Santander on 4 pitches high and wide. He never could make the adjustment in that sequence, so leadoff man aboard for Toronto.
But if you know the answer, you can tweet us, and we appreciate all the help. I thought Kyle Schwarber was at 21. I thought that's what we came up with. So he would be the one at 21. So if Bernie Williams is right, we would have 3 of the 5.
Here's Dalton Varsho. Bunted into one out last time, signaled and scored on the first. He lifts one in the air to straightaway center field, pushing Mangum back a couple of steps, but now he squares off and catches it shy of the warning track. So after a 4-pitch walk to Santander, he retires Varsho on 1 pitch.
When the Rays hit one out of the park, you score free pizza from Colony Grill. Buy one, get one. Colony Grill, famous hot oil pizza for free. Restrictions apply. For more, RaysBaseball.com/Colony Grill.
And up comes Alejandro Kirk. Kirk has hit a grand slam, and he has hit a double today. And here is Uceda's first one. Kirk takes high and away, ball 1. All right, so what else we got here, Neil? We're thinking of, you think of teams that have been in the playoffs a lot, so you got to go with the Yankees at some point. Are there any other Yankees that could be on that list? Kirk looks at a strike on the outside portion, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'm trying to think of some of the core Yankees. Jeter didn't hit enough homers, as many games as he played to be up there. Did Posada hit a lot of postseason home runs?
Some, but I don't think it would be enough to be on that list. Throw to first, and back on his knees goes Santander.
Jason Giambi? Was he in the playoffs enough?
Yeah, I don't know if he was in the playoffs enough. It's a good thought. I don't know if Paul O'Neill hit as many or Tino hit as many. Although maybe Tino is. He said one of them played for the Rays. The pitch is a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Maybe it is Tino Martin.
That's a good guess. How about from the Blue Jays? Any of their, like Batista or Encarnacion or Donaldson, did they play enough with enough teams to hit over 20 home runs?
Definite good thoughts. Mulling all of it over. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kirk. Uceda from the first base side of the rubber. On top, holding, nodding, and throwing. Outside and high. 2-2. I suppose it's not good radio if I just sit here rubbing my chin and looking up into the sky trying to think of the answer, but trying to do a couple of things at once. It's a good question. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Uceda throws, fly ball straightaway center field. Mangum back to the warning track, all the way to the wall, and Kirk has done it again. A 2-run homer for Alejandro Kirk, and the Blue Jays now lead 8-4. For a man that was 0 for 24 until yesterday. Since then, 2 homers, 3 homers, I should say, and a double. Incredible day for Alejandro Kirk. And the Blue Jays have rebuilt a 4-run lead. They've wiped out the Rays' comeback. Now Addison Barger swings and lines one deep and foul down the right field line, 0-1. Boy, oh boy.
After you mentioned last half inning where you wondered whether they picked something up on Edwin Uceda, I'm wondering that on that last offering because, I mean, Edwin throws 3 different kinds of pitches, and Kirk was sitting on it.
So balls and a strike. This one's outside. Kirk just gave a curtain call to the fans. knowing that his Jays are 12 outs away from the division title. Yankees and Orioles are tied at 2. They're in the 6th in the Bronx. Here's Uceda pitching, bounced along first and foul. And honestly, if they have something on Uceda, that's bully for them. As long as it's not using technology, then that is an accepted practice within the game. If a pitcher is tipping what he's doing, then good on the team that has been able to figure it out. Don't like it, but it is part of the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Barger. And again, Uceda throws. Broken bat, pop-up, shallow right. Dropping, out goes Gray. This one lands. A fair ball right on the foul line. The throw to second. Barger slides in, and he's safe with a blue double. That's the kind of year the Blue Jays are having. There are years where things come together, and it just seems like every bloop along the line goes your way. That's happened for Toronto this season.
Great effort by Gray. I mean, he's full speed and caught it on one hop off the turf. But Barger running hard all the way, beat that easily, and the throw was offline.
So man at second, it's still only 1 out, and here's a guy that has caused so much damage, Ernie Clement. Got the first pitch to him way outside, ball 1. Blue Jays had Louis Varland warming in their pen. Now it looks like whoever's throwing is not throwing anymore. They may be ready. The pitch way outside again, 2-0. Let me get back to our trivia again. The all-time postseason home run leaders. We know it's Altuve and Schwarber are 2 that we're sure of.
Cliff Wolf gave us a good suggestion or 2.
All right, first the 2-0. Clement grounds 1 to Caminero, but foul. Down the third base line, 2-1.
And Burning Up a Sun gave us the same one. They both said, what about David Ortiz?
Oh, there you go. That has to be.
But Cliff also said, how about Manny Ramirez?
Yeah, that's a good one, too. 2 balls and a strike. It might be both. And then Tino, the other one, because Chris told us one of them also played for the... Or unless Manny's the one that also played for the Rays. There you go. I'm a little slow to the party, but ding dong, the light bulb went off. There's ball 3 to Clement. 3 balls, 1 strike. Uceda holds, no look back to second. The pitch popped him up to second base. Tristan Gray on the dirt makes the catch to the right of the bag. 2 outs. Yeah, Manny's got to be there. So now we're going to go Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz, Jose Altuve, Kyle Schwarber. And I don't know why Bernie Williams is on my mind. Maybe he was at one time. I don't know if he still is on that list or not. But he was a terrific guest on our broadcast this evening.
All right, Chris tells us Manny has the most with 29. And Bernie Williams had 22. Altuve, 27. Schwarber, 21. We need the one with 20, and it's not Big Papi.
Yeah, about that. Ortiz is not in the top 5. Here's Miles Straw looking at a strike, and it's 0-1. I'm surprised. That seemed like an automatic.
I'm befuddled.
Me too. Yeah, Varland is back up in the Toronto pen, by the way. No balls and a strike. And the pitch grounded off the hands to short. Williams has it. Off-balance flip and plenty of time to retire the side. But Alejandro Kirk, once again, comes through for the Jays, and they've rebuilt a big lead at the end of 5. Toronto 8, Rays 4 on the Rays Radio Network.
on there, so the Jays up 4, shore up their defense with a hard-throwing former Twin, Varland, making appearance number 74.
Always been impressed with Louis Varland, and his fastball goes high and away to Tristan Gray. 1-0. Boy, Mason Fluharty had a perfect weekend against the Rays. He retired all 6 batters on Friday and all 4 batters today. Gray swings and does not find it. It's 1-1. And now it's Varland, who worked as an opener the other day and threw, really, not even an opener so much as at the beginning of a bullpen day, threw 2 good innings against Boston. That was Thursday. Swinging a foul tip at the plate caught by Kirk, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. We also have to come up with the end of our trivia question. The end of our trivia questions this year.
Chris just gave us the answer.
Oh, he did. Okay.
I flubbed it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Gray swings and fouls it, and held by Kirk. 1 out. All right, so the top 5 all-time postseason home run leaders, which really is all recent years because of all the extra playoffs. You want to run through them, Neil? Do you have
Yeah,
them?
29, Manny Ramirez. 27, Jose Altuve. 22, Bernie Williams. 21, Kyle Schwarber. And, he can't have that many homers. Derek Jeter has 20.
No kidding. I didn't realize that. Here's the first pitch strike to Carson Williams, and it's 0-1.
How quickly did I discount? I almost started with, it can't be Derek Jeter, right?
Well, I was right with you. I mean, as great as hitter as he was, I don't think he was, it's not what you say he's a definite home run hitter. The pitch is fouled away to the right side, 0-2.
Now, in terms of Chris scoring us, he'll probably still credit us with getting the trivia right because we got the names right with 22 guesses.
0-2 the count here to Carson Williams. 0-2 the count. And Williams takes up around the chin, and it's 1-2. 100-mile-an-hour fastball by Louis Varland.
You guys did great. You got all of them.
I felt there was a bit of condescension in there, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Williams takes strike 3. Bottom of the zone, and 2 down.
The Webull Trading and Investing Platform helps you stay ahead of the game. Step up to the plate, get started on your financial journey. Download the Webull app or visit Webull.com today. Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. More info, Webull.com/disclosures.
2 out, nobody on. 8-4 Jays. We're in the 6th, and here's Bob Seymour. And Varland's first one to him is tapped foul at the plate, and it's 0-1. Blue Jays, once again, taking control of the game. The Rays have not been swept by the Blue Jays since they won their last division title, September of 2015, right at the end of clinching their division. Seymour takes low. That's how long it's been since they swept the series against the Rays. They hadn't won a series against the Rays in 2 years. But they're on the verge of it. 1 ball, 1 strike to Seymour. And a pitch low and outside, 2-1.
They're doing everything right. Even when their starting pitcher, their number 1 guy, can't even get through the 4th inning. Well, they score more than enough runs for their bullpen.
Well, you raise a good point, though. I mean, Gausman, his last 2 starts, in particular today, Seymour takes very high 3-1. Not exactly a confidence-inducing performance against a less than A lineup for the 4th-place team in the division. 3-1 to Seymour. And a pitch outside, 2-out walk. So can the Rays turn that into something? Here's Richie Palacios, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored.
And with game 1 of the division series, if they hold on, they'll have, just over normal rest or just around normal rest to make that game 1 start with probably Bieber and Savage to follow.
Here is Richie Palacios. Chris Adamswell did tell us, congratulations, we won today. The pitch is tapped back at the plate foul, and it's 0-1. Getting the old, good job, buddy, on the back. Nice little pat on the back. Thank you, sir. No balls, 1 strike to Palacios. Seymour on base all 3 times today. He's leading. Palacios taps it behind the plate. It's 0-2.
I feel like that kid who was in when the coaches pitch to you in Little League, and they give you 100 pitches, and then you finally put it in play.
Right.
You got to hit.
That's it. when the ceremonial first pitch goes in on a bounce and someone goes, a one-hopper. Here's the 0-2 down to Richie Palacios from Varlin. Line drive into right field, dropping, and in for the base hit. Landing in front of Lucas, Seymour digs all the way around and goes to third. And it's first and third, 2 out for the Rays. And here's that man again, Junior Caminero, coming up.
Well, he gets at least one more shot at, and probably 2 at home run number 46. Pete Walker's going to have a chat.
Which gives us a moment to check on the Visit Tampa Bay Out-of-Town scoreboard with the games of import. The Orioles and the Yankees are still tied 2-2 in the top of the 7th in the Bronx. The Tigers are down 4-3 in Boston, while Cleveland is down in their game 5-3 at home against Texas. The Mets are losing 4-0 in Miami, and the Reds are losing 4-2 in Milwaukee. So those two teams, it may come down to who backs in.
So if the Yankees and Orioles win, and the other scores hold, 4 of the 6 teams that really wanted to win today will not have on game 162.
Pretty nuts. Such is the state of things. 2 out, 2 on. Here's Junior Caminero after Walker's visit. Caminero is grounded out. He has reached on an infield single and drawn a walk. Brendan Little warms up for Toronto as Junior Caminero comes up. At the first pitch to him. Low and outside, ball 1. Eight 8-4 Blue Jays. Rays, though, have not made it easy today. I think the offense has had a particularly strong day for the Rays. Junior swings and misses, and it's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Caminero. Outfield, of course, very deep and swung to the left. The infield all pushed back and playing him to pull as well. Big deep breath at the plate for Caminero. Varlin works on the third base side of the mound. Kicks and pitches. Swinging a ground ball towards the middle, but there is Jimenez, stumbling a bit, but he makes the play. Underhanding to Clement to force out Palacios, and the Blue Jays are 9 outs away. We're done with 5.5 after the Rays leave a pair on. It's Toronto 8, Rays 4 on the Rays Radio Network.
Take a hack at guessing which
CFBHN.org. The latest Weeble call of the bullpen from Weeble, the official online brokerage of the Rays. Kevin Kelly faces the top part of the Blue Jays order with the Jays up a slam in the home 6th.
Springer will start it, and Kelly's first one to him is taken top of the zone strike, and it's 0-1. It has been a rough year for Kevin Kelly. In fact, it's been a rough week for Kevin Kelly. but you'd like to see him end his year strong. And the first pitch to Springer, or the next pitch today, is another called strike on the inside. Quickly. 0-2. Springer, 2 hits, a walk, and a run scored today. 0-2 the count. Here's Kelly sidearming it in, and he's high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I know it's felt like the roof caving in on Kevin Kelly lately, but lest we forget how important he's been to this bullpen the last now 3 seasons. But this year just hasn't gone easy for him. Springer lifts one in the air to left, ranging back in front of the warning track, though, and pulling up is the left fielder Palacios to make the catch, 1 out. Good job by Kelly to get in on the hands just enough that even as Springer drove it a touch, the thing fell short. And there's 1 out here in the home 6th inning. Now Andres Jimenez, who knocked in a run with a sac fly. The Rays had cut a 5-1 deficit to 5-4, but the Blue Jays have scored the last 3 runs to jump back and be in full control. There's ball 1 high and away to left-hand batting Jimenez. And 1-0. Now Kelly home, taken, and that's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. There was a note that I thought I'd put out there. You might have seen it around social media, but the batting champion in the American League is going to be Aaron Judge. Now Jimenez takes, and there's strike 1 on the outside, 2-1. I mean, when you see a guy that stands at 6'7", you don't normally think of them as average hitters. He's going to win the AL batting crown and be the tallest player in the history of the game to win a batting title. There's a swing and a line drive foul to the third deck off the third base line, and it's 2-2. And you start thinking about it. I mean, guys 6'3", 6'4", but to be that tall and win a batting title is pretty remarkable, and there's not a whole lot the Judge can't do. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Kelly gets Jimenez, and 2 men retire. 2 out, no one on, and leaves it for Vlad Guerrero.
I was looking it up just to see if Dave Winfield won a batting title, and he did hit .340, which is better than Judge's year this year, but he didn't win a batting title.
That's a great note, too. 2 out, nobody on, and here's Vladimir Guerrero. And first pitch to him from Kelly goes low and away, a check swing, and he did not go. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's Kelly setting and working. Chop to the ground to second. Tristan Gray on a high hop back and shallow right. Throws on to first, and that's a nice clean 1-2-3 for Kevin Kelly. We might see him for another as well. Through 6 in Toronto, it's Blue Jays 8, Rays 4 on the Rays Radio Network. Have left 7. And a Weevil call to the bullpen. Brendan Little is summoned as we go to the 7th inning. And for more now, here is Neil Solas.
Thanks very much, Andy. Little, the most appearances in the American League this year. And he will make one more. He's a guy with ties to the area, that is the Tampa Bay area. And his first pitch to Jonathan Aranda, lefty on lefty. Inside, almost hit him, 1-0. Little appearing in his 79th game, so 81 would be half. He's just under that. 1-0. Swing and a miss, elevated fastball in the hands, it's 1-1. And going into this year, he had 50 total Major League appearances. 49 last year, 1 in 2022. 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Facing Jonathan Aranda, and Andy was chatting a bit about Aaron Judge and being that tall and being a batting champ. Well, if he had enough at-bats to qualify, the second best hitter average-wise in the majors, as a foul off the plate, it's 2-2, is Jonathan Aranda, who today is 2 for 3 with 3 runs batted in. Did strike out with the bases loaded in the 4th, with the Rays having a chance to overcome a 5-1 deficit. They were within 5-4, and since that point, Blue Jays got 1 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th and lead 8-4. We're in the 7th inning in game 162. 2-2. Up and in, 3-2. But for Aranda, it's been quite the year. First All-Star opportunity. First successful full year in the majors. Came back from a fractured wrist. RBIs all 3 games here in Toronto. Little with a payoff. Up and in, ball 4, and he will walk guys. No, called strike 3. Jonathan Aranda shaking his head. He started to head to first, and then Dan Bellino made a delayed strike 3 call. And by the box, it might have caught the inside corner. Kirk didn't really receive it all that well, and it was a delayed call by Bellino. So it's a strikeout for Little. The pitch. Outside corner to Josh Lowe, 0-1. That might have been a ball. The one to Lowe, that is. Little now with 89 strikeouts and just under 68 innings. He has walked 44, but he's hard to hit. The pitch. Inside, 1-1. And he's only given up 2 homers. And that's the key to most of this bullpen. Fluharty, Little, and Fisher. Unlike Jeff Hoffman, the closer, they don't give up the long ball. 1-1 to Josh Lowe, who's 0 for 3 today. Fouled straight back, reaching for it as it's 1-2. 1 gone, none on, 7th inning. Rays are down by a score of 8-4. To a Toronto team that is now 8 outs away from its first division title in a decade. In what should be a very wide open American League postseason. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a slider or curveball, and it's 2 down here in the 7th inning, and make it 7 outs away are the Jays now. They've also struck out 11 Rays. The bullpen particularly sharp. Kevin Gausman was not at his best. 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, and 3 2/3. But since then, it's now 3 innings of 1 hit, 1 walk ball with 6 punch-outs. Here's Jake Mangum. Takes up and away for a ball high. Jake trying to finish what's been an outstanding rookie campaign on a high note here in the 7th inning. As the Rays, 7 outs in their bank account before the season comes to an abrupt close. The pitch. High for a ball, it's 2-0. I mentioned a wide open American League when all the playoff teams are between 86 and would be 94 wins. That's not a wide gap from 1st to 6th. 2-0. Way high, 3-0. So you would think that the teams in that realm are quite evenly matched. And it really depends on who's hot and who gets the big play or the big hit in the big moment. 3-0 to Mangum with 2 gone. Taken all the way, it's a strike, 3-1. Jake an RBI single in 3 turns today. Started the day at 296, so you probably would need at least a couple of hits to have a shot at 300. A couple more hits. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. He won't get a hit, but he does get a 2-out walk. And the Rays have a base runner here in the 7th inning for Hunter Fiducia. Lefty on lefty, he'll get a chance against Little, who's really good no matter what you're bringing to the plate. Very few guys hit him. Lefties, righties hit about 200 even. First pitch. Fiducia takes, top of the zone strike, 0-1. Each team with 9 hits, but Alejandro Kirk with a grand slam and a 2-run homer, with 2 of those hits accounting for 6 runs. That's really the difference. 0-1. Check swing on a ball up and in. Fiducia tried to stop his swing and couldn't, and it's 0-2. And Little 1 pitch away from getting all 3 outs on strikeouts, as he's done so often for Toronto in this 2025 campaign. 0-2. Low, the knuckle curve, it's 1-2. He throws one of the hardest curveballs in baseball. 88 miles an hour right there. Really has more slider action on it than curveball. 1-2. Up and in. And it's 2-2. Mangum held at first. Not really going to run here with the Rays down 4. If he were to steal a base, it would give Tampa Bay a new franchise record. They have 194, tying 09. They did that earlier in the game. 2-2 with 2 out. Swing and a miss. Little gets all 3 outs on the strikeout, and the Blue Jays 6 outs away from winning the East. They lead 8-4 at the stretch, our final one here in 2025 on the Rays Baseball Network.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB.
A portion of the total funds deposited this season to support hurricane recovery efforts in Tampa Bay. Visit Webull.com/Tampa Bay Rays to learn more.
Kevin Kelly gets a second inning here in the bottom of the 7th, and he deals a strike to Nathan Lucas, batting for the first time. Lucas came in defensively. He was one of the stories for the Jays in the first 2 games. Seems whatever they need, they get. 0-1. Fouled straight back, 0-2. One of those years where if they need to beat a team 2-1, or if they need to beat a team 10-8, they seem to have everything going right on that day in that direction. That's what it takes to win 90-some games, as the Jays have. Looking for 94. 0-2 is up and in. Ball high, righty to lefty, 1-2 from Kevin Kelly. He was just looking to end what's been certainly a frustrating year for him on a very high note. 2 terrific years in 23 and 24. 1-2. Slash to the left, out of play. It's still 1-2.
I think of a great game for him earlier this month, that one against Seattle, and he fanned Cal Raleigh. He's got it in him, but it hasn't come as easy for him this year.
And it's never going to be a linear path for every player. 1-2. Slash to the left again off the netting foul. It's still 1-2. Sometimes you have to have a season like this to kind of get back to what made you as successful as you were, or be able to create something that'll make you even more successful in the future. The downs sometimes fuel the ups. 1-2. Fouled straight back again. It's still 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lucas to start the home 7th. And the Rays would not have been as successful as they were in 23 and got to the postseason without Kevin Kelly's rookie campaign. And he was maybe their most consistent reliever last year. Again a 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. And on the flip side, who knew about Nathan Lucas? Even the Blue Jays people, we see him in spring training every year in Dunedin. They were not saying, hey, Nathan Lucas is going to be a major factor this year. You watch. They were talking about their big boys, Santander, and Bichette, and Guerrero, and Springer. And look at all the bullpen guys that didn't succeed. Green and Garcia and Swanson. These guys that would have been in AAA. As a chopper toward third, on 2-hop snared in the shortstop spot by Caminero. On to first to get Lucas, and there's one gone here in the home 7th. But that's when you find out how good your depth is. Everybody's going to have guys that either underperform or get injured and lead to others getting opportunity. And the Blue Jays have had their guys make the most of their chances where the Rays maybe not as much. Here's Dalton Varsho. 1 gone, none on. First one. Lined up the middle, base hit center field. Over to play it on the backhand is Mangum. Varsho a wide turn. The Jays center fielder will hold with a 1-out base hit to center. And here comes the hero of the day. Standing ovation for Alejandro Kirk. Three at-bats, a double and 2 homers. First pitch, taken, called strike. And dating back to yesterday, that's 3 homers and a double in 4 turns at the plate. And 7 RBIs. He only has 15 homers for the year. He's got 3 and 4 at-bats. The pitch. Broken bat looper, shallow center. Out goes Williams, and Carson makes the catch over his shoulder. Looks back to first, but hustling back is Varsho. He's in there without a throw. Kirk will still get a standing ovation as he comes back to his dugout. Understandable. I mean, when you drive in 6 runs and your team's up 8-4, 6 outs away from a division title, you deserve the praise. Meanwhile, the Visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard, Cleveland trying to win the Central, the pitch. It's in there for a strike, 0-1 to Addison Barger. They're trying to rally against Texas, but they have 2 on and 2 out, down 5-4, bottom 7 of the Rangers at home. The pitch, fouled straight back, 0-2. A couple of games already complete today, none of them involving those teams for whom the game has a ton of meaning. Detroit taking on Boston. And Boston was winning 4-3 as they go to the top of the 9th. The pitch. That's high. And it's 1-2. If that score holds, Cleveland still wins the Central because they hold the tiebreak edge. So the Guardians may not need to come back in that ball game. We'll keep you posted. 1-2. High for a ball, 2-2. In fact, the Yankee-Baltimore game is becoming less and less meaningful with the score we have here, because even if the Yankees were to win, Again, they lose the tiebreaker to Toronto. 2-2. Outside 3-2. Mets and Reds tied for the last playoff spot. Both teams still losing in the top of the 8th inning. Mets 4-0 to the Marlins. Reds 4-2 to the Brewers. If those scores hold, Reds edge the Mets. The runner goes. The pitch is lifted. Foul, third base side, fading out of play. Still 3-2 on the third baseman Barger against Kevin Kelly. Looking to complete 2 scoreless innings. Over 43,000 on hand to try and celebrate with the Jays on this Sunday. In game 162, the pitch. High drive into deep right center field. This is headed way back. And that's the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae for the Jays. Addison Barger's 21st homer makes it 10-4 now in the 7th. Toronto has scored 8 of its 10 runs on the home run today. First pitch to Ernie Clement is a ball outside. Well, they say Toronto's not a home run hitting team, and they're not, but if they hit them in the postseason, it won't matter. They're hitting them today. 1-0. Outside 2-0. I can't remember the last series that I've seen the Jays play this well against the Rays.
Well, they haven't swept them in 10 years, the Blue Jays.
2-0. Outside 3-0, and I think that's Brian Baker getting loose in the Rays bullpen. Kelly may be out of gas. Well, if it's not one guy, it's another for Toronto. They just have a lot of guys who are all playing with confidence. There's a 3-0's a strike, 3-1. Games 1 and 2 was Ernie Clement and Nathan Lucas. Today, it's Kirk and now Barger. 3-1. Chop foul toward third, 3-2. And, might I add, their outstanding bullpen. Their bullpen has been so good in this series. Not just today, as Clement, ooh, that's not good. He's hopping around after fouling the ball off his front foot. John Schneider and a trainer will come out and have a word and at least allow that foot to calm down for a moment. He's a vital player for Toronto, especially with the injury to Bo Bichette. And he's going to stay in. Ernie Clement has played more games than any member of the Toronto Blue Jays this year. You think of Guerrero and Bichette, who's injured now, but this is the 157th game for Clement. Kelly's payoff. Outside, and he's drawn a 2-out walk as Ernie Clement. And now Miles Straw gets his turn. Kevin Cash will check that bullpen phone to see if Baker is ready as of yet. Rays have used their mound visits, so they need Kelly to just work through this. Here's the pitch. Strike one called, 0-1. Detroit trying to rally in the 9th inning. They do have 2 on and 1 out against Boston. Again, if Detroit loses, Cleveland wins the Central. The pitch, way outside, sidearm slider, 1-1.
And even though it might not matter, the Yankees up 3-2 in the 8th on Baltimore. And they can be mad at the Rays all they want, but maybe they should have beaten Toronto one more time.
Head-to-head, it was Toronto this year as the pitch outside a ball 2-1. I know it comes down to, quote-unquote, down to 162, but every team can look at games woulda, coulda, shoulda once the season ends. The rules are what they are. 2-1. Driven on a line to right center field. Over is Mangum on the run. Dives, can't get it. A bounce up against the wall. Lowe plays it off the warning track. Speeding toward third, Straw. The throw there not in time. Clement scores from first. It's a triple. The party's on in Toronto. They've got 3 in the 7th and lead 11-4. Kevin Cash will make a Weeble call to the bullpen. Brian Baker coming in. Rays down 11-4 in the 7th. This is the Rays Baseball Network.
Headed to the game or looking for a spot to keep the night going? Union New American is
to the right center alley. All the runs coming with 2 out again in this inning. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. High fastball, 0-1. Well, when you get to this stage, you're in game 162, you start to think ahead to the next year. I think there are really tough decisions for the Rays to make going forward. 0-1. Outside. Slider, and it's 1-1. The last 2 years, the Rays will not have made the postseason after 5 years in a row of doing so. And you're in that middle ground where you're at 77 to 83 wins, 77 and 80 the last 2 years. 1-1. Misses outside, 2-1. And are you close and things just didn't line up right? Or are you further away than you realize? That middle ground is sometimes the toughest one to make a decision on. When you're like low 70s, high 60s in wins, you know you have a long way to go. 2-1. Popped up in the air to right center field. Struck well. Mangum back toward the track with Lowe, who's at the wall, and it's gone. The party continues in Toronto. George Springer with number 32. 13-4 Blue Jays. And they can do no wrong. Hard to believe at one point this was 5-4 and the Rays had the bases loaded and 2 out with a chance to move in front as a foul back by Andres Jimenez, 0-1.
Here's a note. The Tigers lose in Boston, so the Guardians win the American League Central.
As a drive hit the other way toward the left field corner. Palacios on the run, looking up at the wall, and this one's off the wall for extra bases. Played Off the front of the wall by Palacios, and Jimenez an opposite field double. And boy, it's jumping off Toronto's bats against Kelly and Baker here in the 7th inning. Well, this one has clearly gotten away. And before you get away, I do want to start to say just some thank yous, as we'll do over these final couple of innings, with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. stepping up. First, I want to start with all the folks who've been good enough to listen to Rays baseball for however many games you listen, and wherever you listen, and why ever you listen. There's the pitch, outside of ball 1-0. Whether it's because your family or friends plays for the Rays, or you're a longtime Rays fan, or a first-year Rays fan. 1-0, taken, called strike 1-1. Or maybe you do it overseas. We have so many people who listen to us on the other side of the pond, or even as far away as Australia. We've heard from many of you there as the pitch is fouled back. It's 1-2. And whether we're a distraction to what's going on in your everyday world, whether you're driving around the mail or looking for just a getaway for the moment, we hope that we at least have provided some company and some comfort. Whatever day it was that you've been tuned in. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Guerrero down on strikes, and finally, the 7th inning comes to a close. It is all Jays, 13-4 after 7 on the Rays Baseball Network.
Hey, it's the Good Greek Spiro, and when it's time for your next move, trust the brand the Tampa Bay Rays trust. The Good.
Fisher on, and Tristan Gray, with many of the Rays looking for some final positive moments to wrap things up. First pitch way high for a ball, 1-0. I was chatting before the inning closed in the 7th about just saying thank you to those who have listened to us, whether it's for a game, whether it's two, whether it's every single day, and you make it as part of your habit. As a swing and a miss to the ball upstairs, fastball, and it's 1-1. You're the folks that we do this for, and hopefully we've kept you engaged throughout. 1-1 to Gray, second baseman today. Way high for a ball, 2-1. But we also couldn't do it without a ton of help. And I want to thank our producers back in the studio, because they do all the really hard work. They're juggling more things than you can imagine as they put us on the air. As a pitch in there for a strike, and it's 2-2. So to Derek Dubose and Jason Behringer and Chris Mathis, and today Cody Haynes, the four guys who have helped us out back at our network studios, and all of you who do the same at your affiliates. Thank you guys for doing what you do every game and bringing Rays baseball to our fans. The pitch. Chop foul off the plate. It's still 2-2. And also the engineers who do it here in Toronto, like Paul Gatt, or every one of the stops we hit along the way, 20-something during the course of the year, between the American and National League each year. Different cities each season in the National League side, but still some of the same wonderful people that we get to spend 3 or 4 days with at a time. 2-2 from Fisher to Tristan Gray. Swung on and lifted in the air to center. Dalton Varsho drifts in, now backpedals under it, makes the catch, one gone. Normally we'd give out Engineer of the Year, but the ballots are still being tabulated because Paul Gatt forgot the Timbits and didn't put himself over the top as he normally does. We might have to announce that in spring training. I think it's be a really close vote. Too close to call, they're saying. Too close to call. We might need a recount. There's Carson Williams, who takes a breaking ball strike, 0-1.
Then again, Paul forgot the tidbits today, but so did every other engineer around the league. So, maybe it all evens out. We never got tidbits.
Paul still takes good care of us. It's a swing and a miss, 0-2. And all of you did as well. If you helped us along the way through 162. 2-strike pitch. Outside of ball, 1-2. Certainly our jobs are made a whole lot easier by our Rays communications team. And I know he's not on this trip, but Elvis Martinez and his crew did an amazingly good job. As a pitch driven in the air towards center field, off the bat of Carson Williams. Varsho has it measured, makes the grab, 2 down here in the 8th. And I want to also make sure to mention some guys who really have blossomed during the year, like Jared Tennant and Chase Remy, because they've given us all kinds of good tidbits during the course of the games, regardless of whether the Rays are winning, losing, whatever the case may be. They've really upped their game throughout the season. They have, as the season has gone on, I think they've reached new levels. They've matured in their play as Bob Seymour takes a strike, 0-1. Two out, bases empty. Seymour looking for maybe another shot at his second big league home run. He hit 30 in the minor leagues. Fisher pitches. High, ball 1. Well, at least the way this measures out, Junior Caminero will get one more shot at 46 in the 9th inning, unless the Rays should rally here in the 8th. One. High for a ball, 2-1. Andy, you were hoping he would share the stage with Carlos Pena by the end of the season, and, well, he'll get one more shot to do it.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get another chance. Whether he does it or not, nothing really gets taken away from the fact that it's a remarkable 45 home run year. Like Kevin Kess said, I don't care if you're Ohtani or Judge or whoever, you can't ever expect that.
2-1 is hit high in the air down the first base line. Over his shoulder, Guerrero coming toward the sidewall, and he can't play it. It's 2-3 rows back, 2-2. But when he's saying, I can do better, you start to your mind starts to wander and drift and say, okay. Because he does have that want to in him.
I think as big of an accomplishment as the 45 homers is the fact that he started to earn his keep defensively. And this game is more than just hitting home runs. And thankfully, Junior is one of these young players that recognizes that and put in a lot of work.
2-2. And they're called strike 3, and Seymour and the Rays down in order here in the 8th. So just 3 outs remain, 13-4 Blue Jays on the Rays Baseball Network.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot?
And he jumps up, can't get it. It's a fair ball, base hit, and rolling back toward the infield. Lucas will stop at second with a double. And everything the Jays have been hitting the last inning, plus to the opposite field with power. And they've got a man at second, nobody out, one pitch into the eighth.
Yankees just won their game when they visit Tampa Bay out-of-town Scoreboard. They beat the Orioles 3-2, but they're still going to finish in the number 4 position. The number 1 wild card spot will go to the Yanks, assuming the Rays can't come back from down 9 in the ninth.
Or 10. I mean, who knows?
And how about Cleveland coming back to tie the Rangers, even though they've already won the division now with Detroit's loss? They've tied the Rangers 5-5 in the 8th.
As it's 0-1 on Dalton Varsho.
And the Mets are down to their last 3 outs, trailing the Marlins 4-0.
After the Reds already lost.
Wow. Isn't that something?
0-1 is high, 1-1.
That is so Mets.
Very. Remember when we went there and swept the Mets? I mean, they could think about so many games. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. One game is all they needed.
Yep.
Next pitch to Varsho is swung on and missed. And they had 0-2 on the board, but it should be 1-2, and that's what it is right now. Varsho 2 for 4. Jays 3 outs away from getting a handful of off days as the number 1 team in the American League. It's a pitch high, and it's 2-2 with Lucas off second. Well, as we conclude Rays baseball for 25 and look to 26, a few more thank yous. I know, Andy, you're going to do this in the top of the ninth. But who knows how long that top of the ninth will be.
No, I'm going to do it in the postgame.
Oh, is it 2-2? Is line down the right field line foul, and it's still 2-2. I do want to make sure to say thank you to my family, because this is impossible to do without a lot of support. With Emily going on to college for the first time, my wife and Abby and also Becca helped move Emily into Florida State as a pitch outside of ball 3-2. So they've made what certainly is a challenging season with all that's gone on, from a Rays perspective, a whole lot easier, and they make it easy every single year. Payoff. Fouled straight back, still 3-2. And, of course, our Rays radio family, whether it's you or Chris and Becca and Chris Adams-Wall and Ricardo and Enrique and our entire crew of engineers, Steve and Frank. I mean, they all make this job. It's not a job. It's fun. And that's why we love it so much. Is a pitch driven, but foul right field side, still 3-2. As the Rays season coming to a close, Blue Jays up big in the 8th inning. With a runner at second, nobody out, and Brian Baker just trying to get through the frame as Cole Sulser warming now. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. High fastball, able to get Varsho. 1 gone here in the 8th. Probably swung at a ball 4.
Well, fans, you got an off-season to think about it, and we hope you'll be a part of the new Tropicana Field. Now is your chance to lock in your spot at Tropicana Field for the 2026 season. You can be a Rays season member, get priority access to the best seat locations, a chance to explore flexible plans with great value. Be part of the action next year. Place your deposit today for 2026. RaysBaseball.com/season membership.
Alejandro Kirk, the player of the day, takes low. Boy, you talk about a moment. Everybody comes to their feet as he comes to the plate for the final time today. Baker delivers high. No, called a strike. Check that. 1-1. That was a generous call to make it 1-1 from Dan Bellino. 2 homers and a double after a homer yesterday. It's also popped out. The pitch. Outside. Ball 2. Well, you heard the grand slam he hit that Chris Adams-Wall played, and that put the Jays in front, and then the home run, the second one he hit, basically started to seal this game up. Turned 6-4 to 8-4. 2-1. That's in there a strike, 2-2. And it's been quite the turnout here for Toronto fans. 127-some thousand over the course of the 3-day weekend. 42 plus, 43. Maybe about 128,000. As a foul off to the right. And it's still 2-2. And it seems like every single fan has been in their seats from pitch one to the last one. They've been pretty much full throat from the outset. 2-2. Fouled straight back, still 2-2. I hope an experience like this helps the Rays come here and it's less of a big deal for some of the young players in the future, because for some of these guys, this is the first big crowd they may play in front of late in the season with a lot on the line. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three as Kirk goes down on strikes. He'll not have a 3-homer game. But he'll get another standing ovation. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa for the batter with 2 out in the 8th. I mean, think about how many rookies have played key roles for the Rays. Simpson and Mangum, and you look at the lineup today, Carson Williams and Bob Seymour and Tristan Gray, and on and on and on as the pitch. Low for a ball, 1-0. I hope that pays dividends in the big picture. Time will tell. It can't hurt, that's for sure. Ian Seymour, of course, on the hill today. 1-0. Fouled off, it's 1-1. This one of now only a few games still going on. Cleveland 5-5 with Texas in the 9th. Mets are down to their final 2 outs with 1 on, 1 out, down 4-0 to the Marlins. And the Padres blowing out the Diamondbacks in the 8th inning. 1-1. Ground.
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings only on MLB Network.
Let's see if
and one of America's favorite beaches. That was unforgettable. Plan your next getaway, SPC.com, to the 9th to take us home. One final time in 2025, Andy Freed.
Thank you, Neil. And here come the Blue Jays onto the field. 3 outs away from winning their first division title in 10 years. Richie Palacios leads off against Eric Lauer in the first pitch of the 9th inning is inside ball 1. Well, a good ending to the season here for Palacios. A 3-hit day today with 2 runs scored. Caminero will bat next in his final chance to catch Carlos Pena's home run record, and then Aranda. And this pitch is high. 2 balls, no strikes. The final now in the National League. The Mets lose. Even though the Reds lose, the Mets, it was so Mets. They lost, getting shut out in Miami 4-0. So the Reds will play the Dodgers in the wild card series in L.A. The Reds are a postseason team. How about it? Palacios takes Hine in 3-0. And I wonder if our buddy Zach Littell might get a chance to start. I would think Hunter Green would open that series. So that should be fun to watch.
Congrats to Terry Francona, back managing this year and back in the postseason.
Took him 1 year. They finish 84-78 on the season. 3 balls, no strikes. So everything's decided, right? Everything's done, except for the Blue Jays winning this thing. And on 3-0 to Palacios, it's taken over for a strike. It's 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. The count to Palacios. Lauer works on the first base side of the rubber. The left-hander's pitch is strike 2, called on the inside, 3-2. So a full count to Palacios. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Leading off the Rays, 9. Outfield several steps in and bent to the opposite side of the field against left-handed batting Palacios. Now the wind. The 3-2 to the plate. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and there's 1. From 3-0 to a strikeout and 1 gone. And now, one more time this year, we watch 22-year-old Junior Caminero make his way into the batter's box. Big right-handed slugger with 1 final chance to catch Carlos Pena. Now the first one to him. Taken all the way, breaking ball low, ball 1. Back foot along the back of the batter's box. Open stance, a little bit off the plate. As Caminero awaits. He takes a strike on the outside. It's even up. 1 ball, 1 strike. So many times when we ask around the Rays clubhouse, what's the best part of this year? Junior's name is mentioned. There's a swing and a drive. Right center field towards the alley. Giving chase Varsho. He runs it down. 2 men out in the 9th. And Caminero will have to settle for second place all time in the Rays single-season home run mark. Carlos Pena's 46 back in 2007 survives, and Caminero second with 45 home runs in 2025. The Rays are down to the last out of the year. The Blue Jays are getting ready to pop bottles in the third base clubhouse. They have earned it. They've been in first place since July. They beat the Yankees in the season series. There is no denying they have been the best in the division this year. And they're about to cement it. Jonathan Aranda grounds 1 to Guerrero at first. Fair ball. He spins, throws to first. The Blue Jays, for the first time in 10 years, have won the American League East. The Blue Jays come running out of their dugout and begin the celebration behind the mound here at Rogers Center. The shirts are getting untucked. The bullpen comes in from left and left center field. The fans are up and roaring, and Canada has a division champion for the first time since 2015. The nation celebrates the Toronto Blue Jays, and for the Rays, it's time to put the bats and the balls away for 5 months, and we'll begin the long trudge through winter. Congratulations to the Toronto Blue Jays. They sweep the Rays for the first time in 10 years, and in so doing win the American League East. We'll come back, and Neil and I will wrap it up in a moment on the Rays Radio Network.